Hello, friends. This is me, Home for Rose is your friend. I hope your week was awesome and great. Okay, today I want to take a look at what are my expectations for the coming week. That's from 26th to the 31st of October. As the expectation for last week, the week that just passed, I was looking for a bearish scenario in as much as it wasn't a very perfect market, but then I've done my A to Z on how my week went, but then we actually had a bearish scenario. So what is it for me this week? What are my expectations? What am I anticipating? What am I looking at for this week? You always remember that I always said if you buy or sell in the market that you will ride, but just make sure that you are doing it at the right places and at the right timing. So this is me. I believe you can make money buying, you can make money selling, but do it at the right place. So for me, what am I looking at? Like I said, the week finally was bearish, was kind of close bearish. People made money buying also. So this week, I'm also looking out for a bearish scenario. I'm looking out for price to drop more than it will sell. So looking at this area, if we drop to the daily time frame, this is where we are on the price. Price did an awesome stop last week, which I made profit, I made loss. At the same time, it's all for good. So this is where we are on the daily time frame. This is what we can see. Price rallied up. First of all, took out liquidity here and then rallied up. Case it was respecting this other block and started to drop down. This is where we are at the moment. So for me, I'm looking at price to still get to this area. Whenever you see these lines, these are the areas I'm looking at price from. The key areas I'm looking at price to react to. So price actually I'm looking at price to get to this area, and finally to this area. It might not be this week, it might be this week, but I'm looking more to buy longer. If I'm going to sell, sorry, to sell longer. If I'm going to buy, it will be more of scalping. So this is it. It will drop to the lower time frame, which is the 4 hedge. This is where we are at the 4 hedge. Price drops, and then the Friday was an awesome day. This was the one that took me out. Then price started to drop down. So I'm looking at price to show me a reaction at this area. It might surpass this area, but then I'm looking to follow the trend to the downside, to this zone, and paraventure to this zone. If we get to that zone, that's it for me on British Pound USD. So if I take a look again on the British JPY, okay, sorry, I'm trying to do British. Yeah, so on British JPY, this is it. Like I was saying on the weekly, this is it. If we start from the weekly, price got to this area, rallied into this fair value gap. I always tell you I'm doing purely price action, so that's are the things that get me. Price rally into the fair value gap. It has reacted to that zone before and reacted to it again last week, which is also an order block on the weekly and also an order block on the daily. But if you look at the monthly is more or less a buy, but the weekly has shown me its likelihood to drop as price rallied into the fair value gap, and then the daily order block was also respected, which is also the weekly fair value gap. So when we turn to the 4 hedge has already shown me a signal that it might actually drop down. It might actually sell. So I'm looking at JPY JP, sorry, Gbpjpy. So I'm looking at it to drop more this week, as we can see. So this is it as at last week. Where are the areas I'm looking at price to react before dropping? If you see me mapping out this area, so we did this, reacted to this area, price might likely get to these zones again before dropping. If not, we have to look for another clue by Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday for a drop. Price might react to this area, which it has already done and started to react, but I'll wait for Monday, Tuesday to give me a signal. The areas I'm likely to exit this market, the first one will be here, second one will be here, and paraventure the third one should be here. Yes, if anything further, that would be a good one. Or here, you can never tell what the market will do. But for this particular market, I'm looking to exit this market on this area down. The latest, the highest I could hold is to this point. That's it for me on British JPY, and then for me on British USD, like I said. So let's see, I'm looking at a sell in this particular one. I'm looking at a sell also in British Pound USD till we get to those area mapped out. That's it for me this week. I hope you are doing well. Have a lovely week ahead and continue to do what you know how to do best. Bye.